So eyes, okay, tell you a lot, a lot. In fact, it's also said that they're the windows to the soul of the person. And I kind of go to that place because it tells you so much. So first is, and I'm giving you now a few pointers. I'll give you a few pointers in this domain. See what you want to pick up. So first is when people are smiling, especially in these days, right? The fake smile. They're like, yeah, yeah, it's all very nice. Yes, 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 yeah, yeah. No, no, I really had a good day. The smile has to reach all the way to the eyes. Is it really smiling? Are the eyes smiling, or was that just the face like that, right? Pay attention to that, because when you check in saying, hey, how are you doing? Just look at that and it will give you a proper check-in rather than person saying, yeah, not bad, or yeah, good, good weekend. See whether the smile is reaching. Now, the other thing is, when people are, and I'm giving you distinctions here. When you're asking someone, say in an interview situation, so imagine David, who's doing lots of interviews right now. Imagine, David, you're interviewing people and they want to answer. And all of a sudden, the person is saying, yeah, yeah, no, in that previous role, yes, this is what we did. And yeah, this was the project. And yeah, I remember, yeah, no, yeah, my line manager was very happy. This person is looking towards the right-hand side and kind of like right and top, right? Now, these are distinction points. So it's very kind of, if you're tuned into it, you're tuned into it. Otherwise, it takes a little bit of practice. What does that really mean when somebody is looking right-hand side and looking up right-hand side? What do you think what does that mean? So just write down this, right? So draw a line and say right-hand side and left-hand side, okay? Just right and left, just write that. Your right side of the brain, so let's start with the easy way, actually left. Your left side of the brain, the way I remember is LL. So left, logic. Okay, so your left side of the brain is more logical. That's how we are all structured. So numbers, words, logical thinking, Excel sheets, all that stuff is sitting here. The right-hand side of the part of the brain is more creative. So it's not lying, it's creative, it's imagination, it's colors, it's music. That's right-hand side of the brain. Yeah. Some of us are more left brain dominant, some of us are more right brain dominant, some are like super balanced, which is amazing. Now, if somebody is looking right-hand side, eyes are moving right-hand side and up, they are trying to engage the right-hand side of their brain, right part of their brain, which is they are trying to imagine. They're trying to create. Now, in this context, as you said, Bryony, if they're trying to come up with some answers and create some answers, then yes, they could be just creating something. But when, for example, you're engaging with your team member and you're trying to explain to them some business situation, right? Saying this is what we have to do, this is what the client has said, and they're kind of looking up and kind of thinking, look at this, like this is what I'm doing, means I'm trying to imagine, because I might be more like I'm more of a visualizer. So I'm imagining saying, oh, okay, I understand this. And obviously touching the chin is like I'm still in a thinking process, which naturally happens in my case. But yeah, many of us do that subconsciously. So that's that. If somebody is answering and looking left-hand side and thinking like that, it's a quick one saying, oh, they are quite logical and they're trying to think of the sequence of what happened, then what happened, then what happened, right? They're tapping into that part of the brain. So pay attention to that, especially in certain communications. This comes into play massively. If someone is looking down and answering, this is where your belly button is. Hopefully they're looking at their belly button or just down, which is just a natural thing. And this is when the person is sad. You might just remember, like, when you're having some kind of an emotional conversation or some not so uplifting conversation, the person generally drops. Like your kids, when they sometimes are in that mood or in that funk or crying zone, they'll be like, oh, they're just weeping. And one simple cue there, if you just lift their chin up, saying, look up, just look up, just look up, you're disconnecting their kinesthetic root because they've just gone like this. They're on their gut. Similarly, for prospect, for example, if you say, so what do you think about this? And they're looking down and they're like, they're just trying to tune into their gut, their instinct. And it just happens microsecond. Nobody stays like that. They're just kind of looking down saying, okay, let me think about this. You're just trying to see, okay, what does my instinct tell me? So the eye movements tell you a lot, logical, creative, gut, what's happening.